insert slot X into joint V. Got that, as well as housing assembly H3. I think I did that already. C manual number 2. Lovely. Part 15 on opposite side of A4 and B6. And welcome to the Oddity Archive, the show that swears to God it will never have children. Suddenly I appreciate my father a lot more. But, as you may or may not remember, earlier this season we took a look at the most infamous stab at the thankfully short-lived trend of videotape-based video game consoles. And, of course, that was the Action Max. Now, for some crazy reason, I've actually been really wanting to look at some of the other attempts at this whole concept, because it certainly couldn't be any worse than the Action Max. But I just have not had any luck in finding any working units of any of these consoles, toys, and things. But just magically, just in time to wrap up the season, did I mention this is the season finale? I actually have managed to get my hands on 2 complete, seemingly working consoles and toys and stuff. And what I found is a Captain Power aircraft spaceship sort of thing, some assembly required, as well as a Viewmaster Interactive Vision Art Deco Cubist postmodern sort of thing. And, you know what? Why don't we start with Captain Power, if only to get it out of the way?
Captain Power and the soldiers of the future.
Healthy dogs love new T-Bone.
Calling 1987. This is Captain Power headquarters. Help save the future from Lord Kress.
The 80s were the height of the crass, hyper-commercial, only exists to sell toys types of TV shows. But while, say, G.I. Joe might have been more famous in its approach, the award for most crass kids show has to go to Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future, as opposed to the past or present. Anyway, originally intended as a sci-fi series for adults, Captain Power wound up being targeted at kids, because the only way the creators could get financing for their series was to sell out to Mattel. In the non-shock of the century, Captain Power wound up being a confused mess of a show, with plotlines clearly meant for adults, complete with gore, mild profanity, and implied sex, yet with awkward ties to the show's merchandising, as well as about 3 minutes of each episode being devoted to a pseudo-interactive fight sequence that you had no real bearing on the outcome of.
Captain Power and the soldiers of the future.
Captain Power premiered in syndication on September 1st, 1987. The show met with mixed critical response and tepid ratings. To add insult to injury, Captain Power became a momentary target in the then ongoing parental crusades against this type of kids show, and just towards categorically violent toys in general. Most notably, a Californian activist, clearly with nothing better to do, went on a 45-day fast to protest the series and toys. Otherwise, Captain Power's one and only season quietly came and went, ending in March of 1988. The toys were probably discontinued shortly thereafter. And speaking of the toys,
Captain Power has come to TV, and you can be part of it. What are you doing?
Aim the PowerJet XT7, fire invisible beams at the television targets, and score.
The Captain Power line of toys largely focused on a set of aircraft-styled light guns. These battery-powered toys were used in tandem with the TV series, also via home video-only training tapes, during sequences in which you could shoot at odd, noisy patches of light tacked on via CG to the existing graphics. Participants would start with an automatic 5 points on your fill-in-the-blank toy, and if that score went down to 0, a built-in pilot seat, preferably with your Captain Power action figurine in said seat, would automatically eject, violently flinging parts of your $30 Captain Power toy and $7 action figure into the deepest, darkest depths of the room, possibly to never be seen again. Oh yeah, and your ship turns itself off. There were 3 training tapes available for use with the Captain Power system, and they clock in at a not-so-generous 17 minutes apiece. So, yeah, the whole course could have easily fit on a single tape. Maximizing your profits. But as you would expect, you got Level 1, Level 2, and Level 3. Now, there were also a few stray episodes of the TV series available on home video, and I happen to have one of those episodes. Now, this is actually very significant because these episodes were also available on Betamax, which would make this, as far as I know, the only one of these videotape-based consoles to have a beta equivalent. And for what it's worth, it doesn't make it any more reliable, but yeah, I gotta mention that. Anyway, let's take a look at my toy ship. I don't know what the hell it is. And then we'll take a couple stabs at gameplay. Wouldn't you know it, instead of Captain Power's jet, I wound up with the bad guy's terrestrial vehicle thing. And this thing was called the Interlocker and was, as I implied, favored by Captain Power's token arch-nemesis, Lord Dread. So creative. Now, despite this being the bad guy's ship, this evidently has no bearing, again, as far as I can tell, on what I can and cannot shoot at on screen, but this thing is so annoying. I mean, when I turn it on, and when I hit the fire button, and I can set it to room mode to play against other kids with these, because didn't everybody have these? So let me try this here. Yeah, have a nice seizure while you're at it. And most annoying and terrifying of all is this ejector seat here. And I don't have any Captain Power figurines to stick in there. Imagine that. But I actually do have a figurine that I'm going to use to test in here, and it's a Captain Picard. It's a captain, and it's alphabetically close, and it's also too big. Let's see if I can get him into some sort of sitting, squatting position. Yeah. Yeah, lovely. Given my track record with this, something tells me I might be spending a few hours after today's show diving behind my furniture in search of the seat and the cover and Picard, so, let's just do this. Because the success of the toy's interactivity hinges on the way the TV processes light, I was forced to, once again, dig out the old tube TV. Now, before I get started here, let me note that, and this is noted in the manual too, TV's smaller than 19 inches, this is only 13, but it requires you to sit closer to the TV, And in my testing, I have found that my ship is completely and utterly useless any farther away than about 5 feet from this TV. And as such, we're in a little more cramped quarters than usual. But I've got a training sequence lined up here, and let's give it a shot.
We'll be ready to start your training in a minute. But first you'll be outfitted in a power suit. The massive energy suits that give us our super strength in battle. Prepare to power on.
Oh, I'm ready.
Power on.
Got it. There's a 5. Oh, we took a hit already. I haven't even started.
I'll be coaching you from my XT7. Now let's get you to your power jet.
Does this count as a jet?
You are now in an actual power jet XT7. The controls are real, but the targets are created by Mentor, our computer.
But you just said I was in my own ship.
Prepare for launch.
Whatever.
Locks are open. Launch tunnel ready. Prepare for hyperspace.
Oh, we're ready. Don't we look cool?
Clearing rocky rim and approaching Mach point 6. Smooth sailing. Prepare for your first mission. The
Okay.
skylines are really floating gun emplacements. Dredd programs them through the interlock. They're
So I
laser-powered,
programmed
unpredictable.
them.
Your mission will be to take out as many Dredd skylines
Maybe I'm
as
immune.
possible, while you
That'd be
avoid
nice.
their proton fire.
Alright, let's do this.
Bearing north across Sector 6. Systems check. Fully operational. Running steady.
Well, I'm doing good.
Reading some turbulence in Sector 5. Storm moving on from the west. Keep your eyes on the sky mines. We'll maneuver you through. The mines are programmed to go into attack formation. Watch closely. Good work. You've finished your first mission.
Yeah, not necessarily intact, but yeah.
Check your power points and we'll be ready for the next mission.
I can't really do that, but yeah.
Bank left, then check your map screen.
Alright, let's try the beta version. Alright, let's see if beta is beta. I'm so clever. Come on, give me something to shoot at.
Wait there, support. Hope that's enough. Should be. Let's go.
Oh, come on, I can see I'm shooting right at it.
On second thought, I think you got it.
Got one. Oh, come on. Got another. All right. Well,
Give me a break, guys.
got another.
This
All right.
party,
Come on.
and I'm the guest of honor.
Oh, yeah. Kick ass. All right. You know what? I think I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead here, because I don't think I'm ever gonna do any better than 12. And hey, I'm not gonna have to go dumpster diving for my action figure again. Ah. Wouldn't you know it? I wasn't even pointing at anything. Oh well. Yeah. You know what? I have one more test that I just really want to try here, so let's do that. Alright, I just want to test a little conspiracy theory of mine, and that is if I shoot at a lamp, even though it's not strobing, maybe I can get something to happen. So I got my toy here, and I've got it in room mode, so you should be able to see my firing pretty clearly. And let's turn it on. And let's do this. So there I am on the wall. Alright. Well, I made it. That's nice. Still have my 5 points, though. Oh well. I'm easily amused. Yeah. Oh, shut up. Honestly, had I been aware of it, the Captain Power concept might have briefly piqued my interest as a kid for the toys and the interactivity bit of it. But again, being honest here, Captain Power and the Soldiers of the Future was really the type of show that I just could not have cared any less about as a kid. I could just never get into that whole superhero gonna save the world by killing and blowing stuff up sort of mentality. But something that was just a little bit more up my very sheltered alley was Sesame Street. And I was that kid that figured out how to use the VCR at age 2. And I think, at least partly due to that, I could see where I would have really gotten into this whole next console. And so let's take a look at the ViewMaster Interactive Vision.
This is a funny looking thing.
Yeah.
Wonder what we're supposed to do with it.
Gee, I don't know, Bert.
Have you ever seen anything like this before? You have? You have one too?
Well, maybe you can help us figure out how to use it.
Given how basic and classic the ViewMaster is, it seems like the kind of toy that should never fall completely out of favor, no matter how many advances in technology are made. Hell, I've still got mine. But nonetheless, the ViewMaster was going through a pretty lean period during the mid-80s, despite the introduction of Michael Jackson reels. Now, I have absolutely no idea how, but someone decided that ViewMaster should not only go into literal video games, but should try and bring out the more vaguely educational facets of the ViewMaster with it.
Gee, I don't know, Bert.
Please check to see that your ViewMaster interactive vision system is on. If not, slide the green switch to the on position. If it is already on, let the tape play and enjoy the show.
Directed at young children, the ViewMaster Interactive Vision was introduced in 1988 at a cost of $130 and was usually packaged with a Sesame Street tape called Let's Learn to Play Together. 6 other videotapes were also available. All things considered, creatively speaking, Interactive Vision is fairly successful. Whereas Captain Power and the Action Max were limited to just some ultra-basic light gun games, Interactive Vision was capable of generating its own superimposed graphics, thanks to some coding in the video's margins. It was also able to switch between 3 somehow available tracks of audio, or sometimes using 2 at once, to allow for some limited choices regarding the direction, if you will, that the program is going in. By the time the Interactive Vision rolled onto the market, the retail price of an NES console was down to $150, and was host to a few series of educational games aimed at preschoolers. And don't forget the truckloads of other games that kids could get into as time wore on. Unsurprisingly, no further Interactive Vision titles were produced. The console, and tapes, were probably pulled from the market in 1989 when Ideal Toys, home to the ViewMaster brand, sold out to Tyco. If only for its more flexible interactivity, I think I've got to give this console the nod as my favorite of the VHS consoles that I've discussed to date. But having said that, this thing isn't without a couple of quirks. And the biggie is that this thing is an absolute wiring hog. So let me show you. Now, this does not mean that you have your choice of RCA and coax, but it takes all of these. So it hijacks the RCA and coax outputs of your VCR, and then you have to go coax out to your TV. You don't get any choice on that front, but given the way this thing works, it kind of has to be. So this is just, it's a pass-through box. Now, aside from that, you got the channel 3 and 4 switch, and then you've got this 3-way audio switch, which is supposed to stay in the number 1 position, which it is. And there can be up to 3 audio channels at, not necessarily at once, but on an interactive vision tape. 2 can go at once, but I'm not really sure how they did this. Maybe there's some sort of data set sort of thing going on here. Who knows? As for the main console itself, there's only one switch, and that's the on and off. But let's take a look at the controller here, and I think this is a precursor to the CDI spoon. But unlike a lot of controllers where it's hardwired on the controller end and then plugs into the console, or maybe it's remote, this is its own thing, and then there's a hardwired cable on the console, and it's a DIN cable, actually. But, yeah, so given that this thing does do its own on-screen graphics and all, we can actually do some real direct feed tests with this thing. Happy day. So, here we go.
When the box is on the number you want, stop pushing the white button.
Yeah, 'cause that'll be my favorite number.
Is the white box on the number you want? Good.
That's it! That's my favorite number! Yippee! Yahoo! I have a favorite number again!
Okay. Like this, huh? Gee,
Yeah.
this is fun. I wonder what it does.
I think it's covering us up, Bird.
Uh-oh. Oh, you're right. Now what are we gonna do? And how do we get out of here?
Do is wiggle that joystick again.
Oh, did you hear that, kids? You can uncover us by wiggling the stick, just like I did. Just wiggle the joystick you have. Up and down, and from side to side. Wiggle it all around to get us out of here.
Bubbles, 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 I adore. And I can't seem to stop myself from making even more. I love the way they look and feel and smell and move about. I think I'll just go right ahead and squeeze a bit more out. Bubbles, 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 never, never stop. Oh dear, I've done it once again. I've used up every drop. If you want to hear Ernie sing the song, press the red button. And if you want to hear Bird sing the song, press the blue button.
And if you want to hear us both sing together, then press the yellow button. You can switch anytime you want. All you have to do is press another button.
That's why I sing, sing in the bathtub, la la la. As I soak myself, I lift my voice up loud and clear. I love to sing.
That's why I sing la la la. Sing in my
Bathtub, la la la. As I soak myself, I lift my voice up loud
and clear. I love to
Sing, la la, sing.
sing my bird bath.
Oddity.
You know, Bert, I really can't decide which one I like best.
Me either. It is a tough choice.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's up to you. Is the white box on the one that you like best? Good choice. The duck will be fun in our song.
You know, Bert, I really can't decide which one I like best.
Me either. It is a tough choice.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's up to you. Is the white box on the one that you like best? Good choice. The cow will be fun in our song.
That's it! I've got it! I'm ready to sing my new song for the very first time ever.
Mary had a little cow, little cow, little cow. Mary had a little cow. His earlobes were yellow as spaghetti.
It's brilliant! Brilliant, just brilliant! It's my greatest song ever! Oh, thank you so much.
While I can't say that interactive vision was any better than, say, a real game console or computer, believe me, it wasn't, I could still see where this would have done okay with the preschool set had it come out a little earlier, had it been a little cheaper, had it lasted a little longer, and the usual stuff. I mean, as I said, this is easily my favorite of the VHS consoles that we've tackled thus far. But, you've heard all this from me before. So anyway, that's it for today's archive. Join us next time when I pretend that the next 5 weeks never happened. It's not like I've never done it before.
That was really good stick wiggling.